Rightio Rambo will be changing from this to this as well. The NFL fever is fever pitch. It is just around the corner. Well, the NFL season week 1 is fast approaching. So because of that, you know what? Why not? We are going to do 17 goddamn weeks of NFL action only here on Rightio Rambo. The sport only just begun. Football, we had rugby before, now it's time for American football. Why not? Let's take the football out of England and plant it in America with a rugby ball, and this is what you get. And well, because of that, we're introducing our new NFL logo. It will be like this. It is clean, I think. It's a clean blue design. Obviously, we had the grey, red and white before. Now we've got this with the blue, red and white to complete the American flag, really. This is how it will be. And well, just like that then, let's get this game underway. And first of all, let's talk about NFL Week 1 review of the Detroit Lions at the Kansas City Chiefs. And here we are then, the start of the NFL season, the 2023 NFL season comes down here at Arrowhead, where the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, faced off against the Detroit Lions live from Arrowhead Stadium, well, in Kansas City, Missouri. And, well, look what happened. I mean, obviously, the defending Super Bowl champions, they were the favourites to win this game. No, that did not happen. That did not happen. And actually, let's have a look now. The Detroit Lions did actually beat the Kansas City Chiefs there at Arrowhead Stadium. And well, nobody would have thought this. Tell an NFL fan at the start, nobody would have thought that the Detroit Lions would have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs, here at Arrowhead especially, by 21-20. But well, it did really happen. And let me tell you a fun fact, actually, a fun NFL fact. Jared Goff, who is actually the quarterback of the Detroit Lions, he has won every time against Patrick Mahomes. He's undefeated against Patrick Mahomes. That is obviously and all with his time at the Los Angeles Rams. That was when he was still a good player. We knew they were going to be better players than him. That's why they had a trade in the middle of 2021-22 when Matthew Stafford did go for a trade for Jared Goff. And well, look what happened for them. Stafford ended up winning the Super Bowl. Jared Goff went to the Lions. But I think they're both good quarterbacks, me, Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford. But well, for this one, it's paid off that Jared Goff is a very, very good quarterback for this one. And because of that, actually, let's have a look now. The Kansas City Chiefs actually fall to 0-1, which is unexpected for the Super Bowl champions, while the Detroit Lions, who did really well last season, go up and rolling, and they start off the season with a good old 1-0. And then let's move to the good old Dog Pound and the home of the Cleveland Browns as well. The Cincinnati Bengals will be playing against the Cleveland Browns live from the First Energy Stadium in Cleveland in good old Ohio. But yeah, I mean, this will be, I know a lot of people aren't looking at this game. They're more looking at the 49ers versus the Steelers. But I personally think this is the best one out of the 6 o'clock games for me in the UK. The 1 o'clock games in America. But yeah, I think people are looking at this game. I don't think they're thinking this is a good game, but I think this will be a really good game because I think the Cleveland Browns, obviously you'll have Deshaun Watson backing quarterback. He will actually play a full season. I think that will benefit, obviously, the Cleveland Browns. I mean, the running backs will do good. Obviously, Nick Chubb, he will be a good player. He will be a better player, I believe, under the Cleveland Browns system. And well, yeah, I do think Cleveland Browns will have an okay season. However, they are not at the level as the Cincinnati Bengals are. They have been one of the best teams in the AFC. They have probably been the second best team in the AFC behind the Kansas City Chiefs. If the Chiefs wouldn't been so good, if Mahomes wasn't a thing, then Cincinnati Bengals would probably at least have one Super Bowl ring to their name. But well, they haven't, which is a bit of a shame. But well, their quarterback, actually, Cincinnati Bengals, who is obviously Joe Burrow, agreed to a $275 million 5-year extension just yesterday, a couple of hours before the Chiefs v Lions game, which obviously means the Cincinnati Bengals will be keeping their franchise quarterback. And let me tell you, Joe Burrow is an absolute star. he is an absolute star in the NFL, and I think a lot of people knew that already. But, well, for my English viewers over here who doesn't really know a lot about the NFL, let me tell you, this kid is absolutely exceptional. Joe Burrow is an absolute star. And, well, that is going to be the only thing that will be missing between the Browns and the Bengals. The fact that the Bengals have indeed one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, Joe Burrow. So what does this then obviously mean there for, well, this game and me previewing the game? I do think overall the Cleveland Browns will improve. And fair enough, at the dog pound, I think they will be a better team. However, I just think that with the Cincinnati Bengals, obviously them, with Jamar Chase, obviously he will be getting it, Jamar Chase, and a lot more people, I do believe the Cincinnati Bengals will actually win this game. And I mean, I don't know how much they will win this game, but I think altogether, the Cincinnati Bengals, with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, I think they will be ready for a party. So I'm going to say the Cincinnati Bengals will go 1-0 for my predictions, and I think the Bengals will win. Why not go for a 24-6 game? That's what I am going to say, and it will be the Cincinnati Bengals taking the win against the Cleveland Browns. And now let's move to the SoFi Stadium there in Inglewood, California, between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Miami Dolphins. And, well, what am I saying for this game then? Well, this is going to be a very, very good game, I believe, because they are two very, very good teams. They're obviously former playoff teams who haven't reached the playoffs in a while, going face-to-face here. And, well, what I will say there with the Los Angeles Chargers is, well, last year they were the second-best team in the AFC East, and they were the AFC West, sorry, and they were for a very good reason. I mean, you had the Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, in that group. So, to be fair, when you've got a team in that pedigree, you're not really going to win the division. So, you could just try your best. And that's what we did. They tried their best, and they finished second. They were a bit lucky and all, because the Denver Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders were all together awful last year. And, well, they took that for advantage and they got to the playoff. However, they did blow a 24-0 lead, which I still don't know how they did. But they did, and, well, they lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars in there. But, yeah, what I will say is, well, Los Angeles Chargers are a good team, but so are their opponents, Miami Dolphins. I mean, the only problem is, I think, for Dolphins is they will be travelling basically almost, well, not across the globe, but they are basically travelling about 3,000 miles to get to this stadium, because where Miami is right at the bottom of Florida. You have to go all, well, it's probably going to be a 3 or 4 hour flight, and that's going from one country to get into Los Angeles. And, well, I think that could potentially hurt them, but, well, obviously, with the Dolphins, if we do see a fit team, like a fit Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, if they all go to the potential, then who knows about this game. And I do believe this game will be a very high-scoring game. I mean, the last games have been very dramatic in itself. They haven't actually played since December 2022, when the Chargers did beat them by 23-17 right here at the SoFi Stadium. However, that was still with Tua Tagovailoa. But, well, what I am going to say with this game is, I think it'll be a very, very thought-out game. I mean, it always is when it comes to Los Angeles Chargers. But I think Miami Dolphins, they will have a tough time in this division, because they've got, obviously, the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets, who are going to be competitive in this division. However, I do think the Dolphins will be competitive, but I think for this occasion, I think the Los Angeles Chargers are going to win. I think altogether they've got enough firepower. They will do good. Obviously, Austin Eckler, if he can run a few yards, score a potential touchdown or two, he will obviously benefit that Chargers offense. The defense was a little bit of a struggle last season, but I'm sure they will get it right, because I think Miami Dolphins, it's pretty much the same for them. So I'm going to say it will be a high-scoring game. However, I think the Los Angeles Chargers will take it on this one. Then after that, we're going to have good old Frankie going to give us a sing-song, as we will be going right to the other side of America, right east to the beautiful city and the beautiful hectic city of New York. And, well, this is where the Dallas Cowboys will be facing against the New York Giants. And if you are wondering, in America they do a different system. They do the away team at the home team, and that is what it's going to be. It's going to be the Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. And well, the MetLife Stadium is going to be very busy this year. It will be very, very busy like it is every season. But, well, they will obviously get an increase in crowd because, well, New York Giants, playoff team last season, they'll have better expectations. The New York Jets, their rivals, just signed Aaron Rodgers, obviously will have a big squad boost there to their team. And, well, overall, New York's going to have a good vibe for this NFL season, unlike previous years. But yeah, what I am going to say there between the Cowboys and the Giants, Cowboys, you know they're going to be one of them teams. Dallas Cowboys are a team that, well, you know they will be there and thereabouts, but they will not win it. They will not win it. I mean, if they do win it, the whole of America is either going to go into civil war, or the whole of America will be celebrating the fact that their team have won it. And, yeah, that is how it will be between if the Dallas Cowboys do eventually win the Super Bowl. But, well, there's probably more chance of New York Giants winning the Super Bowl than the Dallas Cowboys. And, well, it was a very good division last year there, the NFC East. Obviously, they had a lot of good teams with the likes of the Philadelphia Eagles and so on. Philadelphia Eagles, obviously the top seed in the NFC. They did very well. Obviously, they got to the Super Bowl, eventually lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in a bit of controversial fashion, but, you know, that is how the Super Bowl is run. But, yeah, I think ultimately with this one, it will be a good game between the Cowboys and the Giants. It always is. I think it is a little bit of a rivalry. I'm not too overly sure. But, well, I am going to say the Cowboys for this one. Dallas Cowboys have won the last 4 they have won the last 4 against the New York Giants, including a 23-16 to win at MetLife in the 27th of September last year. So, yeah, I think altogether the Dallas Cowboys are able to win. Plus, if Dak Prescott can obviously stay healthy, who I think he's still one of the best quarterbacks, I think there will be no problem there for the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm going to say a Dallas Cowboys win. Even though Ezekiel Elliott isn't at the club anymore, he did go to the New England Patriots, I still think overall their depth will give them the score. And, well, if him and Tony Pollard can get in the equations, who knows what will happen? Who knows? So I'm going to say for this one, even if Daniel Jones does throw a few good shots and get some touchdowns, I am going to say the Dallas Cowboys will win this one here in New York. Then finally we'll be going back to New York again, and this time it is the green side of New York, gangrene New York Jets. And, well, I'm not going to try and be biased here because I am a New York Jets fan myself, but, well, as a Jets fan right now, you have to be feeling that we could get the playoffs. Jets could actually be in the playoffs, and that would be the first time they would be in that for about 15 years. So either way, it is a massive, massive achievement if the gangrene of New York can get into the playoffs. However, it's not an easy team that the Jets play up against this time. They will be playing against the Buffalo Bills, who were one of the best teams in the AFC East last season and have been the best team for a few years now. I mean, they were on track last season to potentially get the number 1 seed, but, you know, some bad circumstances did eventually happen, which obviously stopped that run. And still, I'm glad Damar Hamlin is obviously back playing his football again. But, well, I think with this one, the Jets, they have well rejuvenated, obviously, with the likes of Aaron Rodgers, McCall Hardman, Alan Lazard, and all them going into the offensive equation. Defense hasn't really changed that much. I mean, obviously, you've got Quinnen Williams there in the defense, CJ Mosley, who will obviously be the captain still of the New York Jets, so he will be able to control his team. Buffalo Bills, however, the offense is still the offense. I mean, you've still got Josh Allen, you've still got Stephon Diggs, you've still got that offensive equation. Defense, you've still got that. However, one of their biggest players off, Von Miller, will be out for 4 games. And, well, if you do not know much about Von Miller, he's a very, very good defensive player. He has been in, obviously, Super Bowls. He won the Super Bowl with the Denver Broncos. He won the Super Bowl with the Los Angeles Rams. So he is a proven winner. And, well, he can boost in your defense. The bad thing is, obviously, for him, like the title does say there, he will be out for 4 games, which, well, will hurt the Buffalo defense, especially while comparing to the New York Jets defense, which is potentially one of the top 5 in the league. But, well, how do I think this game will still go? I think it will go in a very, very tough way. I mean, I think the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills, I think, will fight it out. And unlike the actual game what we saw before, I think this will be very low scoring. I think it'll be quite a low scoring game. I think there'll be 4 touchdowns altogether. I think there'll be 2 each. But I do think, I mean, as painful as I think this will say, I think the Buffalo Bills will win. I think the Buffalo Bills will win. I mean, seeing the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs has lost, obviously, against Detroit, that will boost them up and think, hang on, we could potentially become 1-0 and get one over the Kansas City Chiefs so far in week 1. So, yeah, I think Buffalo Bills also are quite a better team than us. And actually, ironically, this game was filmed when the Jets played the Buffalo Bills last season. And, well, yeah, and that game ended up brilliantly. Jets did win that game, which was obviously good for us. But I do think for this type, I think the Buffalo Bills will win. I think they've got more quality than the Jets in the minute. Jets are obviously still not a rebuilding team, but Jets are still trying to transition into that, hang on, we could get the Super Bowl chance. And I still think we could potentially get the playoff. But I think a team like the Buffalo Bills playing the first game will be very tough for the Jets. So I'm going to say the Buffalo Bills will win this one and wrap up week 1 of the NFL. So because of that, then we will get going. So if you do like that video, if you do say something, it really means a lot to me. You do not have to, though. Also, give me a little cheeky subscription if you want. It's completely up to you. As I will then get going, I will go. See you soon. Try and talk to you in a while. See ya, and bye-bye.